Welcome back to another video. We're going to do another food shop today. So we are at Lidl, and what I'm going to do is compare the shop that I did in Aldi for £40. I'm going to do the exact same shop here and see what it comes out to. So let's go in and get it done. So I'm going to be going around and putting the price of each thing on here as I go. So let's do it. So first up, I've got sourdough. This one looks quite nice. It's come out to 99p. And it's sort of the deluxe range as well. Okay, some avocados next, I think. Extra large avocado. That's gonna be, how much is that? $1.29. I think this might be quite similar, but it's gonna be really interesting to see whether it's the same or not, how different it is. So we're gonna be getting 3 bananas. These, as you all know, if you follow the channel, I love on some rice cakes with some honey and peanut butter as well. Right, next we're gonna get some broccoli. I wonder if they've got fresh. Be interesting to see as well if we can get all the things that we got in the last one. Wow, navigating. Massive broccoli. £1.08. A lot of people saying on the last one should have got frozen broccoli, but do you know what? I prefer fresh. I'm gonna get 2.5 kilos of potatoes. £1.99. Okay, we're going to be going for some protein next. So, 2 kilos of chicken breast, I believe it was. So, with the chicken, just always make sure you're looking. Always make sure you're looking at the dates, because there's a pack here that goes off on the 10th of July and then one that goes off on the 7th of July. So, be mindful of that. I'd always say. I know that this isn't technically what I got last time, but I was aware that Lidl do grass-fed mince, which I would prefer getting. It's a little bit pricier, but again, I'd like to pay for a little bit better quality. I'm sure there's going to be loads of comments going around whether it's good or not, whether there's any difference. I don't really care. I'm getting grass-fed for myself. And I want to make it really clear as well, what I'm getting in the shop is for me. The last video I posted, I had tons and tons of comments telling me, don't get this, and everything else. And I get everyone's got an opinion, but I'm not telling anyone what to buy or what to do. I'm simply doing what works for me. And then if people want to copy, then they are more than welcome to. Next on the list, we've got 0% fat Greek yogurt, not Greek style, we've got authentic Greek yogurt. This is going to come to £1.49, and so many comments around 0% fat Greek yogurt. Don't get 0% fat, it's rubbish. The ingredients of this, is going to be milk and yogurt cultures. A lot of the comments were going around how the process of taking the fat out of something makes it unhealthy. I don't know what shop they were shopping in, but that's not how this Greek yogurt's done, or the one in Aldi for that matter. So it opened up a massive debate in the comments, which is good. I think everyone should have a little debate and have a chat. And lots of arguments from opposing sides, but yeah, end of the day. Anyway, one thing to avoid, in my opinion, is going to be stuff like this. You know, protein, sort of desserts or foods, especially as well. You've got pre-prep meals that are high in protein. All these are going to be a lot more expensive than making it yourself and full of other additives that you don't really need. Right, next up we've got eggs. Going to be going for mixed size eggs, free range always. And a little tip, I'd always get the mixed size to save some money. Just look at them and see if there's any sort of really small ones and pick another one, but they're usually not that far off, you know, medium sized eggs. So something I've just spotted, which they have in Lidl, which they don't have in Aldi, are liquid egg whites. I'm not going to get it for this shop because it's not fair. I didn't get it in the last shop, but quite a good one to add in. If you are trying to restrict calories a little bit, you can go for an omelette, egg white omelette, and then add some whole eggs in if needed. The next we're going to be going for some canned tuna in spring water. Yeah, 100 grams drained, 20 grams of protein. Lovely. Right, we'll get 4 of them. Each can of those is going to be 65p, which is pretty good. 70% dark chocolate. £2.49. I've got a feeling this is going to be very similar to the pricing of Aldi. Lightly salted rice cakes. 79p. Don't know about this. And the snacks that I like to make with these. Absolutely delicious. Next, some rolled oats. 85p. This is the sort of cheaper range, and I don't really see any need in getting the more expensive one, to be honest. Basmati rice, £1.79. Get this over the packet, microwave rice. You save yourself a ton of money, and you save yourself using seed oils, which a lot of them do contain. It's going to be interesting to see if we get this under £40 like the last shop, or even cheaper for that fact. We'll see. See, this is what I was warning about, and I warned about on the last shop as well. These kind of things. Protein meals, make them yourself. Should have to say that, I'm sure, but so next we're going to have some more veg. Going to go for petit pois instead of garden peas. I prefer these, they're a bit tastier, a little bit more expensive. And some frozen blueberries, which I believe is going to wrap up the shop. Great in smoothies, great to melt and then add into some yogurt. Love these. Right, I think that's the shop. Let's go and see what the total is going to come to. So Lidl has lost some points here in my opinion. There's no self-checkout, which I prefer. I love just doing the checkout myself rather than at a till. Maybe that's just me. All right, that's the shop complete. Very pleasantly surprised in there, actually. I never shop in Lidl, and a lot of people have sort of bad things to say about it. But I was genuinely surprised. You know, the quality of the food is obviously something that people have picked up on and say it's not great, and that's fine. But we are doing a bit of a budget shop here. Pricing wise, the receipt is in the boot. Might be surprised. I'll show you how much it was when we get home. But yeah, like I said, great shop. Everything I needed. So let's get back and see how much it was. Right, we are back home and I've got the grand total right here. It's come to £40.94. I'll show it here just for anyone who would think I would bother lying about that. Now, the Aldi one came to just below £40, so it's basically the same, which was quite interesting. I was aware that they're similar sort of shops, but a lot of the stuff was the same price, right down to the pence. So yeah, I even did a little bit of a check. So I thought the sourdough itself, I believe in particular, it was a lot cheaper in Lidl, I think. And I thought, okay, maybe it's because there's less in here, but it's 500 grams, and the one from Aldi is also 500 grams. And personally, this is like I said, it's from their deluxe range, so it looks, I don't know, it looks quite good. Ingredients wise, I think it's slightly better as well in terms of how they've prepared it. So yeah, like I said, very, very similar prices for everything. And I really do think there's a really good amount of quality here. I'll mention things like, for example, the mince and the chicken. I'm very, very aware that it's not as good as going to your local butchers, but as I was replying to many comments in the other video, this is for people who are on a budget, and sadly, getting your protein from the butchers is just that little bit more. And you could argue you could budget in other areas to allow for it, but I thought I'd do this for the purpose of just trying to get everything in the one shop. And sometimes you do need to sacrifice quality slightly, but I am very, very big on making sure that I do get as much of my nutrition from whole, unprocessed foods, as much as there are a few bits here that might be slightly processed. So that's the shop, and very happy with it, to be honest. So this should last me across the course of the week. There might be the odd extra bit in here that I'll add here and there, but yeah, solid shop. So what I'm going to do as well is, the video's not over yet. I'm going to be making a meal today from using some of this food, and I'll show you an example of that. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so here we go. We're going to make a bit of a breakfast here. So we're going to have a yogurt bowl, which I'll show in a second, some sourdough, some avocado, and then I've got some eggs that I've done in the air fryer, boiled. So for the yogurt bowl, I've gone for 200 grams of the Greek yogurt, which is going to be almost 20 grams of protein, about 18, some frozen blueberries on top, and then I'm going to be adding this 70% dark chocolate as well. I'm going to go for about 10 grams of the chocolate. I've already got slightly higher fats from avocado and the eggs. So yeah, 10 grams there. That's going to be a super simple yogurt bowl. It's going to go alongside the savory bit of the breakfast. So something I've just remembered, I did used to shop in Lidl a couple years back, and the chocolate, this one compared to the one from Aldi, is so much better. The Aldi one is nice. I think it's Mossa Roth. is what it's called, but this one, oh my goodness. This is this beats Aldi for sure. All right, second bit of the breakfast, got 3 hard-boiled eggs, sourdough, and some avocado there. And then of course, I've got the yogurt bowl that I've mixed all together now. So this is actually gonna be a great meal for before the gym. So it's quite a lot of food. So that is gonna wrap up the video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Hope it gave a bit of an insight into the different shops. Like I said, pretty much, there's not much in it. They're very, very similar in price. What would be interesting, I think, for another video, and let me know in the comments, would be to compare to other shops, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Asda, maybe, M&S even. We could do like an expensive shop versus a budget shop. Let me know your thoughts and for what you want to see in the next video, but hope you took some value from this one. Thank you again for watching. Subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss out on these kind of videos. I'm going to be posting weekly videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.